Good morning. This is Saturday, March the 21st, 2015, reading from my utmost for his highest. The title of today's devotion is Interest or Identification. Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. The imperative need spiritually is to sign the death warrant of the disposition of sin, to turn all emotional impressions and intellectual beliefs into a moral verdict against the disposition of sin, meaning my claim to my right to myself. Paul says, I have been crucified with Christ. He does not say, I have determined to imitate Jesus Christ, or I will endeavor to follow him, but I have been identified with him in his death. When I come to such a moral decision and act upon it, then all that Christ wrought for me on the cross is wrought in me. The free committal of myself to God gives the Holy Spirit the chance to impart to me the holiness of Jesus Christ. Nevertheless, I live. The individuality remains, but the mainspring, the ruling disposition, is radically altered. The same human body remains, but the old satanic right to myself is destroyed. That's powerful. The same human body remains, but the old satanic right to myself is destroyed. And the life which I now live in the flesh, not the life which I long to live and pray to live, but the life I now live in my mortal flesh, the life which men can see, I live by the faith of the Son of God. This faith is not Paul's faith in Jesus Christ, but the faith that the Son of God has imparted to him. The faith of the Son of God. It is no longer faith in faith, but faith which has overleapt all conscious bounds, the identical faith of the Son of God. I've read several commentaries and different translations, and some say the faith in the Son of God, and many say the faith of the Son of God. For me, this is significant because I liken it to faith, our faith holding on to Jesus. What really takes place is Jesus' faith holding on to us. When a baby is held in a mother's arms, who is holding who? And that's where I get much strength from the idea that God holds me by the faith of his own Son. Now, I have to work out what God has worked in. I have to, on a day-by-day, moment-by-moment, say that I have been crucified with Christ. That my body remains, my brain continues to function, but that the old satanic right to myself is destroyed. You know, that's more difficult when you're tired and feel put upon. It's much easier when you're fresh and awake. That's one of the reasons I must seek his word, his fellowship, devote time like this to be friends with Jesus. I want to share a favorite hymn that Dad used to sing. It's written by Charles Weigel.